29. How does paragraph 3 convey the effect of the setting on the cattle drive? Okay, so paragraph 3, we remember, went into more of the setting, and this is where things became a little scary, a little dangerous, a little tense. Let's see 3. The desert where the herd was camped was one of the highest in a series of tablelands or benches. It lay level as a floor, rimmed by sheer rock. The herd, when out overtaken by the dusk, had been headed for a pass, descending to the next lower bench. But now it was halted within a mile of the rim rock on the east, where there's a perpendicular fall of about 300 feet. Okay, so what is this showing? This showing that the herd is up high and the land is flat, but they're cliffs. So it's very dangerous that, if they go the wrong direction, especially in the dark. So kind of a sense of danger given the cliffs. Let's see what answer picks up on this. So it shows how the growing darkness created challenges for the riders in getting the herd to move. No, it did get dark, or really they didn't want the herd to move in the dark. They tried to keep them going in circles. So these is mixing ideas that are not quite correct. A is not the right answer. B, it describes how the changing elevation, and it was changing. They went from tableland to tableland, and they couldn't get to the next lower one because it started getting dark, contributed to the dangerousness of the environment. The environment was dangerous. There were cliffs, 300-foot cliffs. B is going to be your correct answer. Let's just check C and D. It describes how the desert created a feeling of isolation. There's no text denoting isolation in paragraph 3. That caused the riders and the cattle to feel uncomfortable. Area high up with cliffs, and it got dark, and they had to keep the herd settled. It's not because the riders felt uncomfortable, and there was no feeling of isolation. D, it shows how the steep terrain made it difficult for the cattle to keep moving forward. Okay, the terrain was, except for the area moving down to the next tabletop, was not steep. It said the terrain was actually a tabletop. It was flat, except for the cliffs. So it's not a steep terrain that made it difficult for the cattle to move forward. It's the fact that it got dark and they didn't know where to go, and there were cliffs, dangerous cliffs nearby, that they had to stop and try to keep going in circles to stay put. D is not the correct answer. Another one that might confuse students who realize they're up high and think that is a plausible answer, but that is not what the text says. The terrain is not steep.